It's another day of high heat, so make sure if you're going outside that you wear that sunscreen. Make sure the brands you're using say that it blocks UVA and UVB, or that it's broad spectrum, and make sure you're putting it on in layers. As the extreme heat and humidity continue, we have live team coverage for you this morning. And to the extreme heat, we have Fox 61's Aaron Coogan and meteorologist Rachel Piscatelli for just how hot it will get and what you can do to beat the heat.
It is toasty out there. We begin with a weather impact alert for extreme heat and humidity. Good morning, I'm Brendan Mackey.
And I'm Rachel Purla. Great to have you here on this Thursday. An extreme heat warning is in effect for Connecticut and much of the Northeast through Saturday, July 4th. It is already steamy outside. Meteorologist Rachel Piscatelli knows it well because she's outside this morning. Hi, Rachel.
Now, let's go outside to the New England Patio and Hearth Outdoor Studio.
It is tough out here this morning, that's for sure. You can feel every bit of the humidity as you step outside. There is even a very drastic difference when we leave the door open and you walk into the hallway, and then outside you can just feel the difference as you step out. So humid conditions this morning, not much better this afternoon. Actually, I feel very bad for anybody that really has to work outside today. Make sure you take those proper precautions, as this is going to be quite tough and quite dangerous too if you don't drink lots of water and stay hydrated today. Can't stress that enough. These numbers are going to sneak up on you later on. Temperatures out the door right now are in the mid 70s, 75 degrees in Hartford, feeling every bit of it. In Willimantic now it's around 72. In Waterbury it's at 74, and we're sitting at 71 degrees in Groton. Planning your day, we have lots of sunshine expected, and with that heat and humidity combination, it's going to feel like heat index values anywhere from 100 to 110 degrees right down to the beaches today. So it will be hard to find relief from this, and I don't think that the shade is going to make things much better around here. This evening, limited relief is also expected. If you take a look there, 10 o'clock tonight, temperatures are in the upper 80s for areas inland with mostly clear skies. So over the course of several hours, we'll hold those numbers into the 80s. So by the time we're waking up tomorrow morning, we're only in the mid to upper 70s, and so that is going to be very tough tonight too, uncomfortable overnight. That humidity scale here, we're in that tropical-like stuff. Over time today, those heat indice values will get up anywhere from 100 to 110 for several hours today under a mostly sunny sky. Heading through tonight, temperatures into the 70s. The day tomorrow features numbers back up to around 100 degrees. Now, just to kind of put this into perspective for you, yes, it is summertime. However, in the last 10 years, we've only got to 100 degrees once. So just kind of showing you how uncommon these types of high temperatures are across our region. Temperatures for tomorrow back up to 100. We're tracking the chance for a couple of scattered storms in the afternoon, as well as for our Saturday, a couple of afternoon and evening storms. Now the Saturday storms will actually help us out a little bit. We'll talk a little bit more about what it does to our numbers as we head into the second half of our weekend and into early next week, coming up in just a bit. Checking with the roads here at 6:03, we are largely clear now. We did have an earlier crash involving one vehicle over in the New Britain area on 84. That has cleared up for the morning commute. So out by exits 37 or so, 84 east and westbound, volume is light. The road work in the area has also wrapped up. Rocky Hill, 91, both directions look okay. We're starting to see our volume pick up in Fairfield County on 95 there in that Fairfield area. So Bridgeport into Fairfield, expect those delays. And then on 91 as you're traveling to the I-95 interchange, that looks fine this morning. We'll check in with drive times coming up in the next 15 minutes. So over to you.
Yeah, it's not just the workers out there, it's the people on the course as well. Connecticut golfers are still riding this high of hosting this year's annual Travelers Championship. And Fox 61's Aaron Coogan is live at Farmingberry Hills Municipal Golf Course with more on what people should do to stay safe on the course. Aaron.
Yeah, hey, good morning. Well, it's all about coming prepared and playing within your limits, as courses across Connecticut are opting to remain open during these 90-plus degree days. It really falls on the individual golfer to be able to manage the heat. It is quite sticky already, but it's going to be a lot hotter come the afternoon hours. So there are a lot of easy ways to keep yourself safe and still get a great round in. It starts with simply beating the heat, scheduling an early tee time before the sun reaches full peak, an easy way to cut 10 to 15 degrees from your game. Farming Berry Hills here, hosting tee times as early as 8 a.m. Other things to keep in mind, bringing extra hydration. The general rule of thumb being the more you sweat, the more you need to drink. Here at Farming Berry, complimentary water coolers will be set up around the property to refill and rehydrate. So making sure you're drinking a lot of water, wearing light clothing, protecting your skin, and taking breaks also critical if you're going to be braving the heat and the humid conditions. Taking advantage of your surroundings too. The trees on the golf course, if you need to take a rest, just pull over your cart. Using a cart instead of walking, that's going to be huge when things get really hot and sticky later this afternoon. Of course, as more people start funneling in, we're going to be checking in with them to see what they're doing to beat the heat. But for now, I'm going to send things back to you guys.
And you stay cool too. Thanks so much. Working outside in this kind of heat can be challenging and at times even dangerous. But the work doesn't stop for many, including construction crews. Fox 61's Kayla Cade spoke with one company about what it's like to work in this heat and how their crews stay cool.
Workers with RLR Construction Services were working hard in this heat in Cromwell for about 7 hours on Wednesday.
It's hot, but mindset is to get the job done. Take down them.
With his hat and sunglasses on,
Definitely helps to keep the shade off the back of your head.
Romaine Reed, the owner of RLR Construction Services, is making sure he and his crew stay cool.
I keep them hydrated. I buy a lot of fluid.
While working at this townhouse in Cromwell.
So we're here replacing some windows today.
Throughout the workday, his crew were able to get some air inside the home and also take multiple breaks.
I know it's a little bit hot, but we're here still working. So far, it's been a good day.
And he encourages other construction workers to do the same.
It doesn't matter how big of a job or small of a job. It's very important to take breaks in between and drink a lot of fluid, eat a lot of fruits.
Whether you work in construction or another job that requires you to be outside the next few days, cooling your body down is key. Experts recommend a cold washcloth or ice pack on your pulse points. That's where your blood vessels are closer to the skin surface. Columbia's Climate School recommends the pulse points on your wrist, neck, elbows, feet, thighs, temples, and forehead. Don't have an ice pack? Pop a wet washcloth in the freezer. Reed says they will be back on Thursday, and since it will be even hotter, they may do a half a day. In Cromwell, Kayla Cade, Fox 61.
Swimming is off limits for all beaches in Stratford and at Clinton Town Beach. Health officials in Clinton say the decision came after recent water tests showed elevated levels of bacteria. And we are told Clinton Town Beach is still open along with everything else, but you just can't swim in the water right now. And in Stratford, town officials say they have closed their beaches after an inch of rain fell. However, those could reopen as soon as today.
I love to go in the water, but it's going to kind of be sad not to be able to go in the water. But this is beautiful. The sun sets right over there, and it's beautiful every day.
Officials say they'll continue testing the water and will reopen the beaches once the bacteria levels return to a safe range.
And be sure to check out our free Fox 61 News app during this hot stretch of weather for the latest conditions and weather impact alerts. You can also stream our newscasts anytime, no matter where you are.
Well, 2 people are dead after a brawl on Wednesday on Madison Street in Hartford. And Fox 61's Glenn Kittle joins us live from the police department with what police know at this time. Glenn.
Good morning, Brendan. Police are still trying to uncover all the details in this case. We're told that one man is dead from a stab wound, another from a gunshot wound. Meanwhile, a 17-year-old is in the hospital with gunshot injuries. But first, we're going to show you some video of the scene from last night. This is when our Fox 61 crews first got to Madison Avenue where this all happened. Police say it happened just after 7 p.m. and when officers came to the scene, they found Troylin Cooper on the ground suffering from what appeared to be a stab wound. Officers attempted CPR until EMS arrived. He was then taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Later in the evening, a man in his 30s and a 17-year-old boy were brought to the hospital. The man has been identified as Brian Santiago. He had life-threatening gunshot injuries and was listed in critical condition. He was then pronounced dead on Wednesday night. Meanwhile, that 17-year-old boy was also injured. Police have not identified him yet. They say his injuries were non-life-threatening, and he is also listed in stable condition. We spoke to Lieutenant Aaron Boisver with the Hartford Police Department. He says investigators have gathered all the evidence they could find on the scene and are currently in the process of testing it.
There's some ballistic evidence, there's some shell casings, some articles left behind. There's a vehicle that sustained gunfire, so all that will be processed. Sent for lab for ballistic evidence.
So far, no one has been arrested for this crime yet. We're still waiting to learn more. This is the 13th homicide in Hartford this year now, with those 2 deaths from last night. Live in Hartford, Glenn Kittle.
Yeah, Glenn, it's a disturbing crime trend as we head into the summer months where activity tends to pick up. Hopefully that trend is reversed soon. Thank you so much. Well, hopefully a lot of happy soccer fans are waking up with us this morning. It was a big night last night for Team USA in the World Cup.
Yeah, the adrenaline is still going. They defeated Bosnia 2-0 in the round of 32. And despite being down to 10 players for almost half of the game because of a red card, Team USA is now advancing to the round of 16 to play Belgium. And fans, as they have been, gathered on Pratt Street in Hartford for another packed watch party.
Look at this, we're up 2-0. This is what we came for. Bosnia, then who's next, doesn't matter. It was a terrible call. They should have called that. It was awful. I don't know what the ref was thinking. He's out of his mind.
I do have to agree with that guy there. I think the red card, it was not a great call. But I'm not biased. Team USA all the way. And up next, the United States will take on Belgium. That's on Monday, July 6th at 8 p.m. in Seattle.
6:11 now is your time. We have continuing coverage this morning. The city of New Britain says it has not received its first restitution payment from former Mayor Erin Stewart. She had until yesterday to pay more than $102,000. That was in attorney's fees. She also owes the city thousands in unearned vacation time and tuition reimbursement. Current Mayor Bobby Sanchez says the city hasn't heard from Stewart about the payment. He says he directed corporate counsel to take every legal step available to recover the money. Up next on the Fox 61 Morning News at 6, thousands of air conditioners are recalled this morning. We'll tell you the reason why straight ahead.
And changes to the nation's federal student loan program have taken effect. What it means for millions of borrowers. That's coming up after this.